Hi, Brad from wpsites.net. Let's look at the PHP variable. You've probably seen code which includes the $sign like this, and this variable's named output. If you dig into Genesis, we'll go into Genesis here. There's a lot of variables used in Genesis in the PHP code. So if we go into one file and we'll go to the general functions file, you'll see a lot of code with the $sign. Right, so these are all variables. So to learn more about Genesis, you really need to understand the basics of a variable, and that's what this post is about. So in this case, example, the variable's named output. You can call a variable whatever you like. So let's go down to here. A variable is something you can create or declare and use in PHP code like this. So in this case, we've got a basic custom function using Genesis after header hook. We named the variable text, so $sign text, and the value for that variable equals hello world. It's as simple as that. And then we echo text, and that echoes the value for the text variable, which is hello world. So let's just take that custom function. We'll put it into our demo site, and we'll use the Genesis sample theme, the latest version. So we go to the functions file. Let's just paste it down the end. Save. And we've got hello world there. So that's the value of the variable, and we're echoing the variable. So what will be echoed into the screen is hello world. So it's as simple as that. So now let's go to the rest of the post. When you create a variable, you always start with a $sign and then create a descriptive name for the variable like $sign my name. Once you have created the variable, you can then assign a value to it. So in this case, the value is Brad, which is my name. Once the variable has a value, you can then output or point the value for the print the value for your variable like this. Now this code on its own won't do anything. You need to use it in a custom function. So that's what we've done here. So we just take this, put this into the functions file, and it prints Brad. So that's how simple variables are. Or you could wrap it in PHP codes and just add it to a template file, and it'll output in the location that you put it in the file. So let's try that as well. Let's go to the page landing template, and we'll put it before the opening PHP tag. Let's save this. We'll remove the function from the functions file. So we've saved at the top of the page landing template. Reload the page, and it doesn't print on the front page. It's only going to print on any page using the landing page template. In this case, it's this page here. You can see it's printed there. We're using the landing page template. So that's another way to add variables in template files. Alright, let's move on. The above variable only works within the function it is defined, meaning you can't take the my name variable and use it in another function. So if you've declared it in one function in your functions file, you can't just use it again in another function. So let's test that. We'll put it here, and we'll also put here. So we've declared it in the after header function, and in this function, let's try to echo it before the header. I'll add this where it is declared properly, and we'll try to print it before the header. And it only displays after the header, it doesn't print before the header. So using a variable like this without declaring it within the function does not work. The only way you can use the variable again in another function is if you originally declare it outside the function. So let's do that. Let's take the variable my name equals Brad. We'll remove all of this. So we've declared it. Then you'll need to use the global keyword like this, global my name. So global your variable and then echo my name. So if we do this, this should work. And there we have it. Let's just change the hook. Genesis before header. And there it outputs before the header. So that's pretty straightforward. You won't need to use global variables very much. You can click this link and that'll go through the WordPress codex and you can learn more about global variables and which ones to use. Here's just a bit of an explanation on using the code directly in a template, which we did here with this code, in the landing page template. Now, case sensitive. When declaring your variable, you need to make sure that when you output it, you use the same case. So in this case, we've got uppercase here and here, but we've got lowercase here, so this won't work. So if we go back to the functions file, we'll remove all of this, paste in this function, and what do we get? Nothing, it doesn't work. Nor will this. So it has to be the same case. Using numbers, if you're using $, then followed by a number, it won't work and you'll get an error message. Save. We've got an error. This code works, so you can use my one underscore name. So let's just change that. We'll just change the position of 1. We'll put the 1 here at the end. And this will work. There we have it there. Variables must always start with a $, followed by a character or underscore. So that's pretty much it on the basics of variables. There's lots of different examples on wpsites.net, code which uses variables, several hundred code snippets, and there's also several in this post which I can discuss with members. Members at wpsites.net are able to ask questions and get answers, so if you're a member you can use the comment form which only displays for members. So there's several more code snippets here, but I've reserved them for members. So thanks for watching. I hope you learn a little bit about using variables in PHP code, and see you next time on wpsites.net. Cheers.